Hello everybody, Mark, aka the Nerdy Punk, back again today for a new video. Hope you all are doing well. It's been quite a while since I made a video, I think about 2 weeks or so. But I am finally on winter break. Today is my first day of winter break. It's been a crazy past month or so in my life, just with all the stress and everything. I don't remember being quite this stressed for the end of a semester before, but nonetheless, it's finally over. I finally have some time to decompress and, of course, watch a lot of great movies, especially some Oscar contenders, which is what this video is about. So I just got out of the theater. As you can see, the parking lot is kind of dead. It is, I have to remind myself that I'm a teacher because it is a Thursday afternoon. And of course, most people are probably working, which is probably why it's dead today. But nonetheless, I just got out of the theater from seeing The Holdovers, which is directed by Alexander Payne. It stars Paul Giamatti, Divine Joy Randolph, and Dominic Sessa are like the big three actors in this film. And it, very early on, it got a lot of Oscar buzz. A lot of people were saying this is a Best Picture frontrunner. In the past, month or so, as some award nominations have come out, it has kind of lost its footing a little bit, and it's still a Best Picture nominee probably, but it's probably not a contender for a win. And I gotta say, I was really blown away with this. I really liked this movie. I went into it, expecting it to be kind of mid, which is what the kids would say, of course. But yeah, I didn't expect to love this as much as I did, and I really connected with the characters and the performances. The three central performances are all fantastic. Giamatti, Sessa, and Divine Joy Randolph are all amazing, and they really did make you empathize and feel for these characters. And it's one of the most empathetic movie that I've ever seen, and that's my biggest praise of it. It's incredibly empathetic, and it really encourages the viewer to, as the old saying is, to walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. And that, I think, is really a great message of the film. I thought it had an amazing soundtrack. I really loved the soundtrack. It fit the vibe perfectly. It was, it's set in a boarding school in New England over Christmas break. So, you kind of get that vibe of just a cold, snowy setting. It's a lot of folk music from the 60s and 70s, which the film is set in 1970. So it fit the time period very well. I loved the stylistic choices. It was a beautiful looking movie. I love the look of this thing. It was gorgeous. Cinematography knocked it out of the park. I definitely think it's worthy of a cinematography nomination. And I love just the stylistic approach that Alexander Payne took when he directed this movie, because it really kind of immerses you in this 1970, world. And even down to the title cards and the credits and everything. I thought it was just really, really good, and I really liked those stylistic choices. That being said, I do think this movie has some weaknesses. It's not doing anything particularly new or inventive. I don't really think it's adding that much to cinema as a whole. That being said, even though I've seen this type of story before, I've never seen it told in this quite exact way. And I think in terms of execution, this movie is just about flawless. So while it may not be inventive, I think it's incredibly good at what it's doing. It really knocks it out of the park at what it's doing. And it connected with me a lot. And I found the characters to be very relatable. I found them to be very empathetic. And I really, really enjoyed this movie. So I'm gonna, in terms of Oscar buzz, I know it's kind of being tempered a little bit. I'm going to be looking out for a Best Picture nomination, and I'm hoping it gets a Best Picture nomination. This is not my favorite movie of the year by any means, but I really, really did enjoy this. And I'm also going to be looking out for nominations for Paul Giamatti and maybe Divine Joy Randolph. I know Dominic Sessa really doesn't have the buzz. I think he gave a really good performance, and there's a moment at the end of this movie where, it's between Dominic Sessa and Paul Giamatti's characters. It's incredibly emotional. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And it's very subtle, but it's very emotional. And you feel like you've been on this ride with these characters. So I have nothing but really good things to say about The Holdovers. If you guys have seen the movie, I know it's been out in theaters for a long time, but it didn't come to a theater near me for a long time. And then I just, like I said, I really wasn't super pumped for it because I've seen the Oscar buzz kind of dive. So I really wasn't expecting a whole lot, and this really did beat my expectations. So I'm going to give The Holdovers a 4 out of 5, a really strong 4 out of 5. Not without its flaws, but definitely a phenomenal film. And if you have a chance to see it in a theater, I definitely recommend doing that. If not, definitely watch it at some point at home. So give it a rent on Amazon Prime. I don't know what streaming service it's going to be on, but if it's on a streaming service, definitely stream it. Or, of course, pick up the Blu-ray when it comes out. So I'm going to kind of wrap up my thoughts here. I really enjoyed The Holdovers. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the movie if you've seen it. And I hope you all have an amazing week. Happy holidays, everybody. We are just a few days away from Christmas. I got to get over to do some Christmas shopping. I hope to be in touch with you guys a couple more times, kind of, I don't know necessarily before Christmas, but during this holiday season and this break that I have, I hope to make a couple more videos. Of course, on the horizon will be my favorite movies of the year, but that video probably will not come till at least January. Because there's a lot of more movies that I need to watch before I make that video. That's always a tough video to make, but I always try to get it out before Oscar time. That way you have an idea of what my favorite movies are heading into the Oscars. All right, that's it. Have a great day, guys. See you later.